Similarities and differences between juvenile and adult justice systems. 1. Similarities. A. Police officers, judges, and correctional personnel use discretion in decision-making in both the adult and juvenile systems. B. The right to receive Miranda warnings applies to juveniles as well as to adults. C. Juveniles and adults are protected from prejudicial lineups and other identification procedures. D. Similar procedural safeguards protect juveniles and adults when they admit guilt. E. Prosecutors and defense attorneys play equally critical roles in juvenile and adult advocacy. F. Juveniles and adults have the right to counsel at most key stages of the court process. G. Pretrial motions are available in juvenile and criminal court proceedings. H. Negotiations and plea bargaining exist for juvenile and adult offenders. I. Children and adults have the right to a hearing and an appeal. J. The standard of evidence in juvenile delinquency adjudications, as in adult criminal trials, is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. K. Juveniles and adults can be placed on probation by the court. L. Juveniles and adults can be kept in detention without bail if they are considered dangerous. M. After trial, juveniles and adults can be placed in community treatment programs. 2. Differences. A. The primary purpose of juvenile procedures is protection and treatment. With adults, the aim is to punish the guilty. Age determines the jurisdiction of the juvenile court. The nature of the offense determines jurisdiction in the adult system. C. Juveniles can be apprehended for acts that would not be criminal if they were committed by an adult, status offenses. D. Juvenile proceedings are not considered criminal. Adult proceedings are. E. Juvenile court procedures are generally informal and private. Those of adult courts are more formal and open to the public. F. Courts cannot release identifying information about a juvenile to the media, but they must release information about an adult. G. Parents are highly involved in the juvenile process, but not in the adult process. H. The standard of arrest is more stringent for adults than for juveniles. I. Juveniles are released into parental custody. Adults are generally given the opportunity for bail. J. Juveniles have no constitutional right to a jury trial. Adults have this right. K. Juveniles can be searched in school without probable cause or a warrant. L. A juvenile's record is sealed when the age of majority is reached. The record of an adult is permanent. M. A juvenile court cannot sentence juveniles to county jails or state prisons. These are reserved for adults. N. There is no death penalty in the juvenile justice system. A juvenile under age 18, when they committed the crime, cannot be executed even if the case is waived to adult court. O. A juvenile waived to the adult court cannot get a life sentence without parole unless convicted of first-degree murder. Conclusion. 2018 saw a positive development in Pakistani legislation, namely the JJSA 2018, which seeks to improve the state of juvenile offenders, with a focus on their rehabilitation and better access to justice mechanisms. But in spite of these efforts, it was evident that the juvenile justice system continued to face challenges, primarily due to weak implementation mechanisms, inadequate infrastructure, chronic shortages of financial and human resources, and, above all, the absence of political will and commitment required to focus on juvenile justice issues.